Well, hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play. And I'm Rachel. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make your stuffing for Thanksgiving. Okay? So I'm going to show you in two ways. I'm going to show you how to make regular stuffing, and I'm going to show you, then we're going to turn it into cornbread stuffing. That is what I'm known for. My cornbread stuffing, guys. Okay? Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start out with our vegetables boiling on the stove. Once they get tender, we'll be ready to mix up our stuffing and take it from there. Okay? Alright, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share the video. Others out there need to know how to make cornbread stuffing and regular stuffing. Okay, and this is all for you, for your Thanksgiving meal. Okay, let's get started. So I have here 3 stalks of celery. This is what celery looks like in case you're not familiar. Okay, I have 3 stalks. This is a half of a stalk. Okay, I have 3 of them. And I have 3 medium onions cut up. Okay? Alright, so now that we have all of that, I have some water on the stove. We're going to just put it right in the water. I have a half of this pot of water. Let me make sure you can see the stove. There we go. So we're going to put it right in. We're going to put the celery in with it. Okay, and we're going to add some salt so that the water will start cooking faster. Okay, and let's see. To the water, I would like to add some poultry seasoning. Okay, let me get my poultry seasoning. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my poultry seasoning. This is Bell's poultry seasoning, okay? So we're just going to put some of that in there. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons. We're going to stir that up. Okay, in addition to that, I want to add a little black pepper. Alright, so we're going to let that boil. Now normally, if you like, you can add this is the gizzards and the neck and the liver that came from the turkey. If you like that in your stuffing, you boil it inside here with the onions and celery, okay, until it gets tender. I'm not putting it in mine because kids will not eat the gizzard and the livers and the neck. Forget it, they won't do it. So I want to make sure they enjoy Thanksgiving as well. So I'm going to boil this on the side and have it in a dish for those who would like to have it in theirs. They can incorporate it onto their plate, okay? Alright, but if this is something you would like, just boil it right in with this, and then you can mix it, cut it up and mix it in with the stuffing, okay? Alright, so we're going to let that come to a boil. This will probably take about, I'd say, 20 minutes to actually boil and get soft. So I'll see you in 20, okay? And why don't I give you the word of the day? Gotta give you the word of the day, okay? Because he woke me up this morning and started me on my way. He means God, okay? And I thank God for that, okay? Because, you know, I'm here to speak to you. I'm here to show you what I do, and I'm here to help you if I can, okay? That is the word of the day. He woke me up this morning and started me on my way. How about that word of the day? Okay, so I'll see you in 20 minutes, all right? Thank you. Okay guys, so the celery and the onions that I boiled on the stove to make the stuffing with is done. I'm going to now put it in my Ninja, which is like a blender. If you don't have a Ninja, you can put it in a blender, or you don't have to blend it at all. You can just use it just as it is in your stuffing, okay? So I want to blend it is because I have a lot of kids coming over, and kids, they're pretty picky, and so I'm trying to get them to eat these vegetables without knowing that they're there. Also, if that's something that you would like to do, not just for the kids, but if you just rather see just the stuffing and the flavor from the vegetables, okay? Alright, so at any rate, I'm going to blend mine in the Ninja, okay? And so you can follow me along, or don't blend yours at all, and you're going to follow the next step I do, okay? Thank you. And remember, we're going to be making regular stuffing first, and then I'm going to end that video, and then I'll pick up on the second video, and we're going to continue and make the cornbread stuffing, because I think the two together, the video might be too long, okay? But we'll see when I get there time-wise. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so I have here the liquid and the onions and celeries that I boiled on the stove. This is my Ninja container that we're gonna put them in. So I'm just gonna put the celery and onions in the Ninja holder. Because I want it to grind down to a very, very fine texture. Okay? So I hope you guys are all excited about Thanksgiving. This is for your Thanksgiving meal. The brown color of the broth is poultry seasoning that I cooked the onions and the celery in. Okay? Alright, so now okay, I cleaned that up. Okay, now I'm gonna put it on. And hopefully I should have put the holder on the Ninja first, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to hit mix. Okay, you can hear that it's very loud, so I'm going to cut the camera off until I finish mixing it, and then I'll bring you back. That way you don't hear it, okay? 1 second. Okay, so I have the broth here. Oh, this is the celery and onions that I ground down in the Ninja. See, it's very, very fine, right? So that's going to keep my dressing nice and moist, and the flavor as well. Alright, now what I have is, this is the broth from when I cooked the turkey in the turkey bag. You're going to go over and watch that video how I cooked the turkey in a turkey bag. So I put it in the refrigerator, and you can see there's two different colors here. This bottom layer is your turkey broth, clear of just plain turkey broth from the drippings that I took out the pan. This yellow layer you see on the top here is the fat that has risen to the top. And so what I'm going to do is take a spoon and I'm going to skim back just the top. Don't go deep. You're just skimming off the fat off the top. Okay? And you're going to keep doing that till you get all the fat off the top of the turkey broth. You don't want the fat. The fat had it, which was the margarine, had its purpose when I was keeping the turkey moist, but now that the turkey is done, we don't need the fat. So we're going to take that off. And just scrape across the top of it lightly. When you do it lightly, it'll come right up. Let me show you. I'm halfway there. Let me show you. See? That's all fat. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. And the broth is going to shake like jelly. That's how it, you know that it has gelled. Okay, you're not going to get every single little drop, but we got most. And let me show you that. You see? Now we're down to the brown layer, which is the turkey broth. Okay? Alright, this fat we're going to throw away. We don't need it. Okay. Alright, so now that we have our broth, we're going to do two things. We're going to have half of that broth I'm going to save for our gravy, and this second half we're going to use to make our stuffing. Okay? Alright, so let me get something to, I'm going to put half of that in a container and put it in the microwave to melt down so that we can begin to start making our stuffing. 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to take half of the broth out and put it in this container here. Okay, I need a bigger spoon. There we go. And make sure you get to the bottom, because that's where all the good stuff from the turkey is located, at the bottom of the bowl. Okay, so let me show you. So you can see I took half of the broth out the bowl, okay? And I have it right here. Now I'm going to put this in the microwave on about, maybe, I'd say 2 minutes. We'll check and see that it's melted, okay? If you need another minute, go ahead and do that, alright? Okay, so I'm going to put this in the microwave. Now, if you did not do your turkey ahead of time and your broth is in the bottom of the pan, that's okay. You can still use it as is. It doesn't have to gel up in the refrigerator, okay? I just wanted my turkey to rest for a couple of hours, so I put the broth in the refrigerator, alright? Okay, so now I'm saving this half, like I said, for the gravy, so I'll set this aside. Alright, so now I'm going to be using Bell's Traditional Stuffing. Bell's Traditional Stuffing. Stands for Bell's Seasoning. Okay, so let me open this. Now everyone make their stuffing in many different ways. So it's no right or wrong way, okay? Alright. So here's the Bell's stuffing. I'm going to pour it out into this big bowl here. Let me let you see this, okay? So it's breadcrumbs and it's already seasoned with the Bell's seasoning. Alright, let me show you that. This poultry seasoning is made by this same company that made the Bell's stuffing. Okay, you see that? Okay? Alright. So now I'm going to put about, let's say, 2 more tablespoons of Bell's seasoning in here. It's already some that came on the stuffing, remember. Okay, so let's just put a couple more. We want to really bring up the poultry flavor. 1, 2. That's about 2 tablespoons, okay? Okay, I've taken my broth out the microwave and it's not quite all melted, but I think if I just stir this a little while, it'll melt. Okay. So remember the onions and peppers that I put in my Ninja to mix up and I'm sorry, not mix up, to blend down. Okay, the broth that I boiled the celery and onions, I didn't keep that broth. I only kept the celery and onions that were cooked. Okay? Alright, so you see how much I have here. This is quite a bit. So I'm only going to pour in half of this, which will be about a cup. Okay. So I have a cup of the onion and celery. Now I'm going to pour this broth in, which you can see that this is about, I would say, a cup and a half, but this is what we're going to do. You're going to pour little by little until you get the texture that you want, okay? Now the texture you want is thick. It's not water. It's not watery. So, you see I poured a little in. I probably poured a half a cup worth in. And as you can see, it didn't do anything. You see, you still got the crumbs. Almost intact the way they came in the box. Okay, so now we're going to pour some more. Let's pour another half a cup. And now let's mix that. Okay, it's beginning to come together. You want the thickness of like cornbread. Okay. I like this texture, but I'm not finished yet. I have another box that I want to add to this. Okay, let me get that. I have one package in here of stovetop turkey stuffing. Okay, so I'm mixing the two. And the reason why I'm mixing the two is, one, you can see, don't yield that much. Okay, if you was feeding 4 people, that would be okay. But for like a Thanksgiving meal that you're going to invite people over, you need a lot more stuffing. So I'm going to add this one package. And you can see those crumbs in there. Okay. I'm going to add that in. And now, stovetop, they come with their own set of seasonings, okay? They'll have a bunch of herbs and stuff in there. Alright? Okay, so now I'm going to add the rest of my broth. So now I've added, I would say, a good cup and a half of broth. And that's not going to be enough. Let me let you know that now. We're going to add a little water. Okay, now remember our celery and onions that I put in the Ninja and blended down? I'm going to add another half a cup of that before I consider adding water. Not adding water yet. Okay. Okay, so now I want to add a few other things. I want to add a little salt. Salt is your choice, how much, a little, okay? Alright, and then I want to add some sugar. I'm adding 3 packs of sugar substitute. You can add equal, regular sugar, no sugar, that's up to you. Okay. Now I want to add 2, oops, I dropped my paper from the sugar in. Okay, now I want to add a few more things. I'm going to add 1 egg because you know an egg helps to bind things, and also it helps to loosen things as well in terms of bread. It will help make it fluff up. Okay, alright, and then I'm going to add some margarine because bread needs some fat. Okay, and the fat I want to add is some fresh margarine. I know you're going to say, well, you just took some fat off of the broth. Yes, I did, but that was fat that was cooked inside the turkey, and I want to add some fresh margarine here. Okay, alright, so let me get those 2 things. Okay, so I have my 1 egg here. Let me adjust the camera here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to beat the 1 egg up. I'm going to add that to it. And I have 1 stick of margarine melted. Okay, that I melted in the microwave. We're going to add that. Now you watch how that margarine and that egg just loosen that batter up. Okay, now I'm going to add a cup of water. Okay, I have my cup here, but I'm only pouring half first. Baby steps, right? Because it's too thick. There we go. Now we're talking. Remember I told you you want the consistency like cornbread? Oh, water's running. Cut that off. Okay. Now I just want to put some chives in for color. Because you know it's brown, right? So you want to, when you look at it, to see some color to make it interesting. And give it some taste. Okay, so let me show you this. Watch this. See how fast that runs off the spoon? That's what you want. You don't want it so thick that it's tough and stiff. Okay, that's what we're looking for right there. Okay, so let's recap what we did. I added 1 package, which was 6 ounces of stovetop turkey stuffing. Okay, now if you don't have stovetop turkey stuffing, you can use any stuffing that you have. It's okay. Okay, and I added 1 package of 14 ounces of Bell's traditional stuffing. I also added, I cut up some onions and celery in the beginning of the stage and boiled them on the stove. And and that doesn't matter whether you cut up 3 onions, 2 onions. I had some celery stalks. It doesn't matter how many of those, more or less. It's going to be your choice, okay? Because that's all under seasoning, okay? And then I took the celery and onions and put it in the Ninja to get it down to a ground stage, okay? And I said you don't have to do that. You could have put the onions and celery right in here whole, okay? Okay, so now we have our traditional stuffing, and now we're going to put that in a pan. I'm going to put half of that in a pan because the other half I'm going to save to show you how to make the cornbread stuffing from this same batter that's already made. Okay, so I'm going to get my pan and I'm going to put the traditional stuffing in, and then we'll put that in the oven and let that bake off. Okay, all right, give me a second. Let me get my pan. Okay, so I have my pan here. I put a little grapeseed oil and rubbed it around. You see there's no, it's not a large amount, just coating the inside, okay, with a paper towel. Alright, so now I'm going to put, and let me show you our stuffing. I didn't show it to you. This is our traditional stuffing. So you can see, I want you to see how fast that drops down. So you can see it's not that stiff that it's not falling off, right? And get it again. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to use half of this in this pan because the other half we're going to use to make cornbread stuffing, right? But I do want to fill this pan. Okay. And you also can make the two different kinds if you want to just show off a little bit. Okay, this is our traditional stuffing. I'm going to put it in the oven on 400 and we're going to let that bake until it gets brown on the top. And when you stick a knife in, nothing comes out on the knife. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to do that. And I'll come back and show you the end result, okay? Now let me give you the word of the day. The word of the day is, sometimes physically you are really, really dragging, tired, worn out, back hurting, head hurting, whatever's hurting you, something's hurting. And you just feel like you just can't press on. But you do anyway. And at the end of the day, the end of the story is you did make it through. Yes, it was tough. Yes, the aches and pains was there. Yes, mentally you weren't all there. But you know what? You made it. So good for you. Let me give you a hand for pressing your way. Because sometimes in life we have to press our way to see the end, right? Sometimes you got to go to work. You have no other choice because maybe if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Sometimes you may have to go to appointments. Sometimes you may have to take care of your kids. You have to press your way, okay? And at the end of it all, you'll see that God gave you the strength to pull through it all. So the word of the day, press your way when you really have to, okay? For whatever reason. That's the word of the day. Alright, so we'll be back when the traditional stuffing is cooked in the oven on 400. Okay? Alright, we'll be back. Thank you. Okay guys, our traditional stuffing is out. It took about 25 minutes to cook. If your pan is bigger than mine, it may take longer, or it could be wider, which would make the stuffing thinner. It could be around the same time or less. Okay, and let me get a thumbnail. Gotta have the thumbnail, you know. It's hot. Okay, here's my thumbnail. Traditional stuffing for your Thanksgiving meal. Alright, so let me put a knife in it, let you see it. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty clean, right? You see a smear, but nothing liquid. Okay? That's when you know it's done. Alright, let me take a taste for you. I'm going to let you know how it tastes. Okay, let me get a fork. Traditional stuffing. Look how moist that is, guys. Look, not dried out. You see that? Look. Wait, I want you to really see. See? It's not dried out. See how how it just flopped back down? Watch. See that? Okay, let me take a taste. It is hot. I have to blow it, guys. I hope you guys let me know what you cooked for Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, and what people said and stuff like that. I'm dying to hear, okay? Okay. Oh, wow. Moist. Delicious. You know what made it moist? Two things. That margarine we put in and the celery and onions. And I taste that flavor of the celery and onions. And the kids are going to taste it too. But they're not going to know it's in there because they're not going to be able to see it. So Grandma have one up on them. Okay? Alright. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Check out the links below if it's something that interests you. Please, by all means, follow through on that. That would be wonderful. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if this is your first time on my channel. And please, very important, share the video before Thanksgiving so people can get prepared. Okay? Alright, until next time. Love you. Bye-bye.